We welcome you to this broadcast of Varsity Football on NKTelco Sports. We're at Sidney Memorial Stadium where the Tippecanoe Red Devils will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and NKTelco bringing you tonight's high school football game. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me tonight, Brandon Coverman, Sidney, and Tippecanoe doing battle. The Sidney Yellow Jackets, you take a look at Adam Dunges, the head coach's squad. First two games of the season, Brandon, they're going to see probably two of the best quarterbacks they'll see all season.
Yeah, they saw Tavian St. Clair last week, a future Division I prospect, and got beat by Bellefontaine 43-13, and they go face Tip tonight, Leon Pronowski, and he had a nice week against Bellbrook last week, and Tip's big opening week win over them, and the one non-conference game that the Miami Valley League plays. So, and this is a defense that only brought back two starters, Dave. So it is a very big challenge for Adam Dunges, who is calling the defense this year for Sidney.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game tonight, all brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First for head coach Matt Birdbacher's Tippecanoe Red Devils, their keys to tonight's game.
He talked to us about staying healthy. He had a little two-platoon system that he was talking about and wanting to keep his guys healthy early in the season. Just being in the second week, they want to minimize their mistakes. They lost 19 to 22 starters, but had that very impressive win last week. So that made Coach Birdbacher, I'm sure, pretty proud. And they want to stop the big play from Sidney. You got guys like Julius Spradling, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week. So they want to minimize those big plays, which definitely will help Sidney out on offense if they come to fruition. And
for head coach Adam Dunges, the Sidney Yellow Jackets 0-1. Tough loss, as you said, at Bellefontaine. Keys for the Yellow Jackets.
They also want to limit the big play. And, you know, Tip only scored 14 points, so I'm sure they're going to figure out how explosive an offense Tip is here early on. Offensively, they want to limit them to 40 yards on first down, put them in kind of second and long situations, making them get uncomfortable, maybe have to pass the ball a little more than they like to, and a big play on special teams to determine that field position. Sidney had a shank punt early in that game against Bellefontaine last week that really kind of started the unraveling again with that loss against Bellefontaine. They had a shank punt, and next thing you know, everything came crashing down, and Bellefontaine scored 28 straight points after that.
And our keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. As Joey Flynn will boot it away, it's a short kick, and Tip will get good field position, but a pretty tough hit there by Miles Vordermark on that opening kickoff at about the 30, what are they going to mark it, about the 35, 36-yard line?
Yeah.
As Tip will have the football, and Vordermark, of course, an all-leaguer from last year, solid defensive player for the Yellow Jackets, one of the key returners for Adam Dunges' team.
Yeah, he had a pick last week. Actually, he was the NKTelco player of the game last week. One of the two starters that are returning on this team, does a very nice job. He always brings energy to you. See him yelling and talking after he hits every time.
Football at the 38. And the Tip quarterback, he'll move it up near the 45. That's Liam Poronsky. And Poronsky, number 4, he's the one that we talked about at the beginning of the game, 5'11", 178-pound senior. And 10 out of 15 in that win over Bellbrook, 115 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Definitely the player to watch on the offense for the Red Devils. Poronsky takes the snap. Sidney defense is right there.
Basically kind of the same way. They just pulled the other guy around the backside for a little block, and Sidney sniffed it out.
Good defense by the Yellow Jackets, so that's going to make it 3rd down and 5. Football resting at the 43. Poronsky, left side. He's going to run with it. He's going to step out of bounds at about the 47. I'm not sure if he made the first down
short.
or not.
It's going to be a yard.
Right in front of the Tippecanoe bench. He'll be short, and that means the Red Devils will punt it away. So good defense by the Yellow Jackets. That's got to be encouraging for Adam Dunges.
And he talked about having 5 3-and-outs And he's already 20% of the way there, Dave.
He's there. He's getting there. Jackson Cleather, number 1. He'll punt it away. High kick, not very long. It's going to hit at the 29 and bounce forward before the Red Devils will fall on it at the 39-yard line. So Sidney will have a good start here. 1st and 10 football at the 39. Glad you're with us here on NKTelco Sports. If you're joining us live, thank you. And if you're on the replay, lots of good football action here from Sidney Memorial Stadium. Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me, Brandon Koberman, in the second week of the high school football season. And boy, when you look at the Yellow Jackets, they do have some definite offensive receiving threats.
You look at Sam Reynolds. He was an all-Miami Valley Leaguer last year. Julius Spradling's going to be someone that is going to be someone to watch out for. He had a kick return for a touchdown last week.
Handoff goes to the Yellow Jacket running back, and he'll get across the 40 to the 41. That'll make it 2nd down and 8, pickup of 2 yards. Football will rest at the 41.
Aaron last week made his high school debut. He had 1 touchdown pass, and he had 3 picks last week in his debut for the junior.
I think that was Foster with a carry, wasn't it, on the first one? Foster with the pickup. Tucker Heron, he'll hand it off the left side. It'll go as Spradling will carry it, and Spradling playing in the backfield. I love the definition. We were talking about this before the game. The definition Adam Dunges has given his offense. What is it? The gun tee. That's a great name, which is a combination of a spread and a wing tee offense.
Because most high school teams are running a lot of, you look at 80% of the offenses around here, they're mostly running wing tee and spread. So kind of a mix of it.
Foster, number 15 in the backfield. Heron takes a snap. He'll roll right, looks downfield. Open is Reynolds. He gets it to him as well. And a penalty marker on the play. Let's see what that's about. His ball well thrown by Heron, right on target to Sam Reynolds, the 6'2", 168-pound senior. And that hold will go against the Yellow Jackets on their offensive line. And it's like Brennan Barnes, excuse me. Unfortunately, the one whistled for a hold, and that'll push the football back to the 29-yard line. Boy, that was a well-executed pass play by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and great protection up front. Obviously negated by that penalty, but just waiting for his best receiver, a little speed out there to try to get it out to his best receiver. Nice job. Unfortunately negated by that penalty. Now you're trying to manage, the field here now, and it's all about field position really on this play.
3rd down and 20. Heron will give it to Foster. He's going to be met in the backfield by Christian Hartman, a 5'10", 190-pound junior. And that means the Yellow Jackets will be forced to punt it. And there is a strong wind here this evening, and it appears to be coming, if I got my directions correct, out of the maybe northeast. As the American flag and all the flags, the Ohio flag, and all are in full unfurl as the kick, short one downfield, and it's going to roll and stop it inside the 40. Yellow Jackets really lucky that time that punt wasn't blocked.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure how it wasn't blocked.
I believe there was a block. No, I had a block kick last week, I guess. Flynn doing all pretty much the special teams duty. A transfer in, I believe, from Anna.
One bounce kind of snap put Flynn in peril there, but he got it away, and Tip will have the football in a quickly moving first quarter of play. 8 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Baranski in the backfield. Xavier Jones next to him. In motion is Evan Liette, and it's a fumbled snap, and Baranski will fall on it. Football at the 33-yard line.
Fortunate that ball did not take a forward bounce instead of just right to you. I think just a miscommunication on if it was going to be a handoff or a play there. I don't know if it was an RPO or something, but miscommunication there.
Loss of 5 yards on the play. Red Devils, 2 receivers to the wide side, 2 to the short side. Baranski over the middle, and it's completed near the 45-yard line. Still will be short of the first down as that passes.
There's Caleb Slife on the catch, number 47.
Caught by Slife.
Yep, I think there's movement in the neutral zone right there, maybe on Sidney.
Yellow Jackets' second penalty.
That was a great pass by Baranski, too.
Was right there. And they pick up the first down on the Sidney mistake. Yellow Jackets bothered here by a couple of penalties. Jones trying to pick his way through the line, but brought down there by a host of Yellow Jackets. Football now at the 48-yard line into Sidney territory. Clock counting down at 7:24 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Baranski looking long. Here it goes. Overthrows his receiver at about the 15-yard line. Pass intended for number 5, Evan Liette. Liette had his man beat, but the pass just a little bit too long. And that stops the clock at 7:15. It's 3rd down and 8 for Tip. Whistle will stop play as number 59, Luke Carter, is going to come out for Sidney. Looks like an equipment adjustment. Baranski straight back. At midfield, he'll throw it long for Slife. Tipped away. A great defensive play by Julius Spradling. Spradling stayed right with him. Good defensive play by the sophomore, and that'll make it 4th down and 8, and Tippecanoe will be forced to punt it away one more time.
Well, like you said, Dave, great coverage there by Spradling. Stayed with him stripe for stripe. We talk about, the DB position being probably the hardest in all, football. Maybe you can argue the quarterback, but that was a great job by Spradling staying there with him, getting a hand in there to break that pass up.
Kick is away. Spradling will drop the football, and he's immediately brought down there by a host of Tip defenders. Jeremy Wallen, number 11, leads the way, the junior, with the stop, and 6:58 to go, and Sidney's going to be deep in their own territory. Football will rest at the 7-yard line. Spradling dropped the punt. Defense had good coverage to begin with, and they swarmed on Spradling at the 7-yard line.
All right, you're just trying to, again, manage field position there. 2-back look here for Sidney.
Foster looking for some opening running room. Not much running room there as the Tip defense maybe got a yard, and that's about it.
Both teams are struggling to kind of establish the offensive line here so far. Nobody's really been able to establish a run game early on, but especially that inside part of the line, interior part of the line.
And this is the next 2 plays are big for Sidney. Football's resting at the 9. With the way the wind is blowing in their face, could be very difficult for a punter to get the ball away.
Looking at the ball out fast here.
Aaron goes to the right side. He's going to run with it. He's going to throw it upfield. Picked off there by number 25. Big interception. Ronan Lebrecht, a sophomore, with the interception.
Tucker Heron had Sam Reynolds wide open at the bottom of that screen. Must have not have saw him. Reynolds just wide open, sitting there right at the marker. He just hits him right in the hands. It's a 1st down. That's Heron's 4th interception of the season.
He also had a little bit of running room, too.
Yeah.
But it's 1st and 10. Tippecanoe. Ball at the 32-yard line of Sidney. Clock coming up on 6 minutes here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Peronsky, handoff. Jones trying to get some yardage. He'll fall forward to about the 28-yard line. Of course, Tippecanoe, coached by a very familiar name to Shelby County League folks, Matt Bergbacher. Bergbacher coached at Fort Loramie for 6 different seasons, compiled a 51-18 record. Short pass out in the flat. Nice pickup and run by Josh Dietz. And first down for Tip. And they continue on the drive here. 1st and 10. Football will rest at the 12-yard line. Of course, Bergbacher, in addition to Fort Loramie, also coached at Troy and is following in his father, Charlie's footsteps at Tip.
And also he's as DC as Dad is.
That's correct, yes. Father-son, son-father combination, I guess you could say. Ball goes inside the 10-yard line. And they're going to mark it at the 7, so it's 2nd down and 5. They can pick up the first down at the 2-yard line of Sidney. Tip trying to convert the interception into a score here. Peronsky, he's going to keep it. He goes right side looking for the end zone. Peronsky will find it. 7-yard run. Liam Peronsky. First quarter score for Tip. And they go up 6-0 on Peronsky's 7-yard run.
And it looked like just a little QB power there, like they've been running a couple times. And it's just easy walking touchdown for him.
Jackson Cleather, extra point kick, it's up. It's good. Cleather kicks the extra point. And with 4:47 to go, opening quarter play, our score, Tippecanoe 7, Sidney 0. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Jackson Cleather will tee it up for Tippecanoe as they find the end zone on a 7-yard run by Leon Peronsky. Cleather's kick makes it 7-0 as they capitalize on the Sidney interception. Kick is away, and it's going to find the end of the end zone.
Jeez.
That was a boot and a half.
We saw him kicking from, I think, the 25-yard line in warm-ups, and he was nailing it pretty easy. So that's a nice option in Matt Berbacher's pocket tonight.
That puts Sidney in possession of the football at the 20-yard line. Clock reading 4:47, and boy, Yellow Jackets just have to avoid the miscues. A couple of penalties and an interception here in the first quarter, and Tip finds himself up 7-0. Short pass, Reynolds across the 25, dives forward to about the 27.
I like that play call right away, though. You've been running in on first down. You need to get Tucker Heron a little bit of confidence, get a little short pass out to your best receiver, and a good gain on first down.
Lots of speed in Reynolds and Spradlin. Absolutely no doubt about that. Play comes in from the sidelines. And this year, I believe Kyle Coleman is the one on the offense calling the signals, and head coach Adam Dunn just has the defense. Right side it goes. That's number 26, Martez Harris with the football.
Yep, and Coleman comes over from the DC role to the OC role. So just a little change in sides of the ball for Coleman.
Yellow Jackets looking for first down, trying to hang on to the football a little bit. They've got to get that football to the 30. So as you are watching this here on NKTelco Sports, ball is just shy of the 28-yard line, and they'll have to get to the 30. Let's see how the Yellow Jackets will approach it. Handoff, Spradlin. First down as he dives across that 30-yard line.
I like that. They're going to give when they do that two-back look, they're giving the ball to Spradling, and they're letting him try to get to the edge and get the corner, and Spradling's athletic enough to do that. I like when you give Spradling the ball that way, it really feeds into his strengths.
Football will be at the 32. The Yellow Jackets have a first down. Still in their own territory, clock approaching 3 minutes. Miami Valley League football. Nice fake by Heron. He'll roll right side. He's going to throw it upfield and incomplete as Reynolds.
That was almost picked.
Intended to, boy, number 7 had a great shot at it for, that's Braden Burbacher. As Burbacher had a shot at an interception, but it's incomplete.
Oh, you got to watch out on those little speed outs a couple times. You know, that was almost Heron's second pick. He threw 3 of them last week, so I'm sure he's a little conscious of it. You got to be careful there.
Second down and 10. Clock stops at 2:54 to go. Handoff. Harris straight ahead. Not much running room. Brought down by number 65, Trevor Silcox, 5'7", 176-pound senior for Tippecanoe. Third down and 9, pickup of 1 yard on the play. Spradlin and Reynolds will go to the right side. Sivan and Burbacher will defend against those two. Heron straight back in the pocket over the middle. Spradlin, first down and more. Moves the Yellow Jackets into Tippecanoe territory for the first time tonight. Football at the 48. Nice play.
Yeah, and it's that soft part of that zone defense right there. Nobody was right there in the middle to converge on Spradling. That was a good throw by Heron. Confidence needed. Big play for Sidney right there, especially on third down.
Heron hung tough in that pocket. Found Spradlin down the middle, and the Yellow Jackets are on the move. 2 receivers right side. Handoff Foster left side. He comes up to near the 45. They'll mark it just shy of that 45. Call it the 46. I thought he got a little bit further, but the mark has it at 46. Final minute and a half of the opening quarter of play finds Sidney moving the football as they look to the sideline in the play call.
Big thing is if you can get another big pass play to try to unload that box a little bit from Tip, make the run a little easier, and it eases the burden off of Tucker Heron here, who I think's got a lot on his plate here early on. You know, if you can get a few more big pass plays, I think then the run will open up for you with the way Tip's loading up the box.
Spradlin's in the backfield. Heron fakes it. He'll keep it. Goes right side. Nice call, and across the 45 to about the 43, and Tucker Heron. Boy, the motion went to the left side because Spradlin was the number 7 in the backfield, and Heron kept it. Nice gain. Third down and 5.
And see, you only get 3 there, but that's okay. You mix up that look. You know, Tip keeps guessing. Eventually, you know, you keep mixing up that look. You're going to bust it for a bigger gain eventually.
Bryce Hughes to the right side for the Yellow Jackets. Heron in the shotgun. Looks left. He's going to run left. Throws left. Finds Reynolds. First down and more as Reynolds dives to the 30-yard line.
Hey, that was a nice block on the edge, too. A nice little pancake there for Brennan Barnes, the left tackle, who made a nice block out there. Give the big guy some love.
Yellow Jackets are on the move as the final 20 seconds count down here in the first quarter as Sidney trying to tie it up. They find themselves trailing. Tip 7-0. They're going to let the clock run down here in the opening quarter of play. Yellow Jackets on the rebound. Our first quarter score here on NKTelco Sports. Tippecanoe 7, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Sidney's on the move as we begin the second quarter here on NKTelco Sports. I'm Dave Helmstetter, alongside me, Brandon Coverman. Yellow Jackets really turned it around so far on this drive, and they're looking pretty good with a nice mix of plays.
Tucker Heron made a nice pass play on third down. They get a couple other big plays, and they tried to get a little tunnel screen out there to Reynolds. That was something you saw them do a lot last year, was those little tunnel screens like that. Didn't work out there, but playing into their strengths more here. I think this is a young team. They're trying to figure out, what works for them here early on. They're very sophomore and junior heavy for the most part.
Heron saw the blitz coming from Tip, that time, but the offensive line picked it up, and I think he thought he had less time than he did, and he rushed the throw just a little bit perhaps. 11:56 to go. It's 2nd and 10, first half play. Heron's going for it all. There it is. Reynolds, touchdown.
Wow. He threw that before Reynolds was even out of his break. What a throw by Heron. I mean, Reynolds was not even past. That looked like Jamar Chase running down the sidelines. Before he's even past the tip DB there, he threw that ball. Great ball by Tucker Heron. Confidence now building for Sidney here. Now the PAT big here. They did have one blocked last week, and they've got extra protection back there because they struggled on the PAT try one time last week.
Joey Flynn on to kick the extra point. Beautiful pass play. Heron and Reynolds hook up, and the extra point is wide. So the extra point, the difference so far in this one. Our score, 11:51 to go. First half of play. Tippecanoe 7, Sidney 6. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Tucker Heron and Sam Reynolds, they bring this Sidney crowd alive with a 32-yard touchdown pass. Extra point miss, so the Yellow Jackets find themselves down by a point, but boy, that was excellent execution. What speed does Sam Reynolds have?
I know, and what I said, that was like a Jamar Chase go route right there, and just, the tip DB, I could tell he had him beat. The DB was frozen, not even moved yet, and just caught that ball. That was a great ball by Heron, his second touchdown pass of the season.
Here comes the tip return. Football to 25 across the 30. Number 5, Bryce Hughes, with the defensive stop on special teams for Sidney. And Tip will have the football at the 31-yard line. So let's see if the Sidney defense can do something here against Tip. They've had pretty good success so far. Actually, a turnover by Sidney set up the lone Tip touchdown. And
I almost had another turnover last drive, too. I mean, they got fortunate they got points on the board there. But
Liette in motion. He'll get the football. Evan Liette. He'll get inside the 35 to about the 30. Let's see where they mark it.
I think about
They're going to mark that way back to the 32, so that's only a pickup of about a yard. Let's call it 2nd and 9.
Miles Vordemark there on the tackle.
Tip in the white uniforms with the red trim. There's the pitch right side. That's Jones. Ooh, not much running room, and Vordemark puts a pop on Jones.
He's going to hit hard. I thought there might have been about a late hit there. I think Burbacher's giving the officials some word there.
Football
on the sideline.
35.
I thought it might have been a late hit myself. I thought a penalty marker was about ready to come out there. I think Burbacher's giving the official an earful there.
3rd down and 6. Peronsky. He'll find Liette again. Liette trying to get that first down. He's right on that first down.
Close.
Yard marker.
4th down.
It's going to be just short. And they're going to punt it. That's a temptation. What do you think, Brandon? Only about, it's a yard, I guess. Football right at the 40-yard line.
There's pros and cons, obviously, this early in the game. You're on Sidney's side of the field. I think if you're past the 50, you definitely do it. And this is a good punt here.
Line drive picked up by Spradlin at the 11. He's trying to find some running room, but he'll go down at the 12 as number 8, Carson Robbins, in on the stop for Tip, and Sidney will have the football at the 12-yard line. And boy, one thing, the Yellow Jackets have not really had much field position to work with, but nice drive the last time. They'll have it at the 12, so it's 1st and 10. Football at the 12, 10-19 to go in this first half of play. Yellow Jackets find themselves down by 1 point. Peronsky put Tip on the board with 4:47 to go in the first quarter on a 7-yard run. Cleather with the extra point, which is the difference in this contest right now, made it 7-0. Yellow Jackets on their last possession came back with a beautiful 32-yard strike from Heron to Reynolds. This time it's going to be a run. With the football is Jai Foster Wheeler, and he'll get it up to about the 21-yard line. Nice run by Foster Wheeler, but a penalty marker on the play.
I think it's coming back. I mean, we said Sidney's had a hard time, establishing the run through the tackles and between the tackles, but man, when they get outside the numbers, I didn't quite hear who that was, but when they get outside the numbers, they are having relative success running that ball.
It's a major penalty, and it puts it all the way back to the 5-yard line. And the 3 penalties that the Yellow Jackets have had so far have been very costly. All on the offensive unit, if I recall correctly. Isaiah Foster to the left of Tucker Heron, number 9, the quarterback. He'll get the football, too, and he'll go across the 5, across the 10. Still on his feet. Moves across the 20. Nice pickup.
And about right back to where they were before.
Isaiah Foster, 5'11", 183-pound sophomore running back. Good yardage, football at the 22. And it's 1st and 10 for Sidney.
Good crowd on hand tonight. There's quite a bit of people out here.
I think number 6, Perry Fleming, also into the lineup for the first time on offense. He's on the left side as Jones will go right up front. Or rather, Foster, excuse me. Isaiah Foster with a carry. He gets it to just on the other side of the 25. They'll call it the 26, 2nd down and 6. 4-yard pickup for the sophomore. Perry Fleming, a transfer from Springfield, seeing playing time on the offense for the first time. Starts at defensive back on defense. We've got an official's timeout.
Chains.
As the chains get untangled on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 8:41 to go, 7-6. Tip with the lead over Sidney. Football at the 26-yard line. Reynolds, he'll go to the far side. Everyone else in tight. Heron, the signal caller. Foster outside. Nice cut inside. Gets to just shy of the 30-yard lines. Let's call it a pickup of 4. That's going to make it 3rd down and 2.
Now Sidney's starting to balance out the offense now.
Martez Harris, 5'10", running back into the lineup for Sidney. Saw considerable playing time for the Yellow Jackets as a junior.
You got a player down. Looks like they're taking a look at Isaiah Foster.
That's not a good sign.
No. We had a considerable amount of players last week go down, and especially in the second half. We had a lot of, I think we had about 5 or 6 different injury timeouts, but most times they pop back up. I don't know if it's just hydration or what.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. I'll bring you tonight's game. And of course, this timeout, as all timeouts throughout the season, brought to you by Precision Strip. Yellow Jackets have the football. 2 receivers to the wide side. Heron in the shotgun. See, we got Reynolds and Spradlin to the far side to the left. Harris in the backfield. He'll be next to Heron. Harris across the 30. Penalty marker right away. That's usually not a good sign for the offense.
Might be Thomas Seibert, I think maybe. It might be on. And I'm right.
Another hold, so the penalties accumulating for the Yellow Jackets here. In the first half of play. Clock begins to count down as Yellow Jackets 3rd down and 12. Football resting at the 20-yard line. This time Reynolds will come to the short side, as does Spradlin. Harris lines up to the right side. Heron looking down the middle. He's going for Spradlin. Pass just out of the reach of Spradlin. It's going to be incomplete. Stops the clock at the lucky 7-11, but that'll make it 4th down and 12, and the Yellow Jackets will be forced to punt it away. At least this time they will have the win, and the Yellow Jackets will take a timeout. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Our score, Tippecanoe 7, Sidney 6. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Sidney will kick it away. Joey Flynn with the boot. Nice coverage. Vordemark was there and gets some help there from his teammates. Number 33, Kyle Sayer, also there. And football will be at the 40-yard line. So Flynn gets it away, and with 7:03 to go, Tipp will have it at the 40-yard line.
Seems like Vordemark just flies the ball wherever he goes. He has a nose for the ball. It's just fun to watch him.
Great linebacker. Boy, he is really aggressive on the Sidney defense. That's one thing the Yellow Jackets, they did lose quite a few players from that defense from a year ago, which was a very good defense.
9 starters lost.
Poronsky gets to about the 45, just shy of that. Call it the 44 is where his knee went down.
They run that little QB power a couple times over the right side every time.
See Jones running on, or rather Foster on the sideline, trying to get that, make sure he's okay on offense. Riley Vestal, number 24, in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets, 5'8" junior, 159-pounder. 3rd down and 4. Poronsky, short pass to Jones. Knocked out of bounds there by Perry Fleming, but a nice pickup. They get the 1st down and the drive continues. So Sidney's defense is going to have to hold true here as Tipp beginning to move downfield into Sidney territory. Jones still on his feet. Riley Vestal had his hands on him but couldn't bring him down, and football will go to the 36-yard line.
Just need a negative play. Sidney, I think, in really a game and a half so far, one thing they've struggled to do is pressure the quarterback. That's one thing we saw Jaden Swigert last year come off the edge so much and get a big key sack. And we've yet to see that really so far from the Sidney defense as Vordemark comes out for a play.
Looks like that might be an equipment issue. Or may have blood. That could be as well. Into the lineup, Mason Lamaster, number 38 for the Yellow Jackets. Poronsky on the run. Beautiful throw. Nice catch by Josh Dietz. Poronsky, that's why people like Poronsky at quarterback. Throwing on the run like that is not an easy task.
Oh, nice job moving out the pocket and evading a defender. They got some pressure in the backfield there, as we just talked about.
Poronsky's going to go reverse. He'll go left side looking for yardage. Can't find it as Perry Fleming will chase him out of bounds. Clock stops at 5:22. Football at the Sidney 9. Red Devils right up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to take a timeout, or rather Sidney will take the timeout. 5:22 to go, first half of play. Tippecanoe on the move, our score. Tippecanoe 7, Sidney 6. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Tippecanoe with the football, 5:22 to go here in the half. Poronsky over the middle. Touchdown.
They're going to confer. Oh, one official saying it's down.
It's going to be down. That was number 5, right? Or number 2?
Number 5.
Number 5. Liette.
The official near Sidney's side was pretty emphatic about it. Like, he was pointing down constantly there.
Tip gets right back at it. 5:17. It only took 5 seconds. Poronsky rolls right side. Here comes pressure. He's under fire, and there it is, number 44, Wyatt Biddle, senior, with the stop and the sack of Poronsky.
It's exactly what Sidney needed to pressure the quarterback, like I just talked about. Get a big sack there. I think that might be their first of the season.
Came at the most perfect time, and now field goal attempt here by Jackson Cleather. Burbacher, the holder, kick is up. He booms it, and it's good. So the field goal by Cleather puts Tip up 10-6. Once again, our score, Tippecanoe 10, Sidney 6. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. Jackson Cleather, he boomed a 28-yard field goal. That's lifted the Red Devils of Tippecanoe to a 10-6 lead, and Cleather's the difference in this one, Brandon.
He is. Ooh, just snuck that one inside the pylon, too.
Extra point and field goal. And it's a 4-point difference for Tippecanoe.
I think you've seen across sports, really, like, well, not sports, but football, really, the kicker becomes such a more respected position in the past 5 years or so, high school, college, and pros. You know, I think kickers used to get a lot of crap, so to speak, but I think you've really seen that position just evolve and how much more of a weapon people can use it as. And as we see so many high-powered octane offenses, you need to score as much as possible, it seems like, anymore. And a kicker has become such a much more valuable weapon than what it used to be thought of.
Harris with the football. He'll fight his way to the 25, so that's a 5-yard gain for the Sidney running back. That'll make it 2nd down and 5 as Yellow Jackets have 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go to get something on the scoreboard. 10-6 our score. And I think if you asked head coach Adam Dunges about this first half, he'd definitely point to the penalties, as I believe there were 5 different penalties for Sidney, and it seemed to all come at the wrong time. Of course, when does a penalty come at the right time? Reynolds with the football, and
another penalty down, so to speak, or on the far side.
Reynolds had the first down. And we're also seeing that Reynolds and Spradlin are a pretty good combination.
They
and
are.
Tucker Heron, when he can get the ball to him, they've got some offensive weapons.
I think it's on Sidney again. I think they're asking Coach Burbacher what he wanted to do. Nope,
going to go
on Tip,
against
I guess.
That's the first penalty, I think, on Tip. That's at the 35. That's a big penalty. That's going to put it at midfield and really change the complexion of this one.
Boy, you get another just good solid drive here for Sidney. You get a touchdown here, you get a hold, you get the ball after half. There's big chance that you get a stop inside the red zone too. I mean, big chance to really build on some momentum.
So you got Reynolds on the outside, Spradlin on the inside of him. They're going to do something just a little bit different as Jai Foster Wheeler will get the carry. He'll pick up about 4 yards.
Fake the sweep and give a little pop pass right there.
We'll make it 3 yards. Call it 2nd down and 7. Yellow Jackets look to the sideline for the play. You keep thinking, will they try that long one more time? What do you think, Brandon?
You have to mix it in some point here. They're playing one high safety most of the time.
In tight this time. And a left side. Nice run there as Foster Wheeler gets it to just shy of the 40. They'll mark it at the 39, so it's 3rd down and 1.
With the way Tip is stacking the box, too, you have to run it outside, just kind of like on a sweep type motion right there that Sidney's doing, and I think this is 4-down territory here for sure.
3rd down and 1 football at the Tip 41.
This ball might get out fast, too. Might be a quick pass here, too.
This is Harris. He's not going to get the 1st down. In fact, he's going to lose some yardage. He's going to lose about a yard, so it's going to be 4th down and 2. Sidney will take a timeout. All timeouts sponsored by Precision Strip with 2:06 to go here in the first half. And our score, Tippecanoe 10, Sidney 6. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. And I must be premature in that timeout.
I think you were. That's okay.
Sure looked like a timeout to me, but it's early in the season.
Your excuse.
Heron looks to the sideline. Well, now
there's your timeout.
Thank you. I knew they were going to do that. 1:45 to go in the first half. Sidney will take the timeout. Tippecanoe 10, Sidney 6. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. That timeout by Sidney. 1:45 to go. Big play for the Yellow Jackets. 4th down and 2. Here we go. In motion is Spradlin. Aaron looks towards Spradlin. Looks long. Reynolds comes up. He'll make the catch. What a play at the 15-yard line by Sam Reynolds.
There's your long ball.
Absolute play against Peyton Bay. Senior defensive back. Clock counting down. 2 receivers to the right side. Handoff. Harris powers forward, steps out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. But we got to talk about Reynolds' catch. What a catch.
And I love how right after that you go fast and you get a good gain on 1st down there. You get 4 yards. But you were saying it just during the break there. Sometimes you just don't know what to predict out of the Sidney offense. They go 4th and short and they go long. And that ball was kind of actually was underthrown. And Reynolds just went up there and got it.
Absolutely. The ball was underthrown. Reynolds, great ability. Comes back, 2 hands it, just out jumps the defender. 2nd down and 6. Football on the 11-yard line. In motion, Spradlin, right side. Heron looks right. He's looking for Reynolds. Now he finds Spradlin. Ball tip. Spradlin, end zone, touchdown. Yellow Jackets with the score on the 11-yard tip pass completion. It wasn't pretty, but it's a score, and Sidney will take the lead, and they'll go for 2.
And I think, yeah, and that ball deflected off a tip defender, I believe, and then went in Spradling's hands.
What a wild play. Now you're going to go for 2 with a 12-10 score as Matt Bergbacher out on the field. Not sure what the discussion is about. Oh, the penalty was on the celebration. I do believe.
It's going to be assessed on the kickoff, which I think is the right move because you got 125 left and you got all your timeouts if you're tipped.
They're going to try the extra point. They're going to kick it. Flynn. Kevin Marcus will hold it. Kick is up. Does it get through? It does. Joey Flynn gets congratulations as he boots it through, and Sidney goes up by 3. Our score, the Sidney Yellow Jackets 13, Tippecanoe Red Devils 10. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Joey Flynn got her through the uprights, Brandon. He had to work at it, but he squeezed it right through, and that makes it a 3-point difference as Flynn, the new kicker for the Yellow Jackets, trying to get a little bit of confidence in this young season. Number 43.
No, the penalty being assessed on the kickoff from the celebration. Big opportunity here for Tip. Sidney gets the ball after halftime. You're trailing by 3. The momentum is on the Jackets' side, so if you get the ball and your Tip, you got to make something happen here, but you got all your timeouts in 1:25.
There's the kick. They'll come down at about the 25. Here comes the return. Upfield, it's going to, nice pickup, but a good defensive play by number 15, Isaiah Foster, playing a little special teams for the Yellow Jackets. As Lucas Mary with the return, he gets it all the way to the 44-yard line for Tip. Clock at 1:20 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Tippecanoe comes into tonight's game 1-0 with a 14-10 win over Bellbrook in their opener. Of course, Bellbrook beat them twice last year in a very successful Red Devil season. Peronsky looking for Jones, and Jones not looking for the football, Brandon.
Try to do a little look like design screen there and get the offensive line down the field, but didn't work out there. A nice job by Sidney to get in the quarterback's face there of Peronsky.
1:15 on the clock. Peronsky straight back, looking long. He's going to throw it long. Tipped away by Fleming.
Oh, no, that's a bad flag.
Well, let's see what the call is.
If that's on the defense, that's a bad flag.
It's on Tippecanoe, I'm guessing. Let's just see what it is.
Yeah, I should have not called that prematurely.
I thought the defender had great position.
Ooh. That's a bad call.
Be nice to have a replay, but we don't have that privilege here tonight. But that's going to go against the Yellow Jackets. I thought he had good position, just looking at it on one time, but call doesn't go the Yellow Jackets' way, and football goes to the 39, and it's 1st and 10, 1:09. Now the Yellow Jackets have got to worry about the clock.
Slot receiver uncovered here.
In motion, right side is Liette. Peronsky, left side. He's looking deep, but there's nobody out there. and he'll throw it short, stops the clock at 1:02.
A lot of good battles here going on around the area tonight. It's a lot of good games. You know, we're starting Miami Valley League play here, but some schools still in their non-conference.
Yeah, lots of MVL play going on tonight. We'll talk about that somewhere tonight. Lots of action here in this one. What an opener. League opener, that is. Peronsky, he's going to the left side in trouble, and he's pushed out of bounds by Vordermark. Vordermark under pressure. I'll tell you, though, Peronsky, very smart player. He just simply steps out of bounds, and clock will stop at 57 seconds. Ball's at the 39.
Well, I'm going to say 4-down territory potentially here, too. Sidney has no timeouts. If you get a decent chunk here, that is, if you're Tip on this 3rd down, you might play the short for a manageable 4th down.
Peronsky looking long, and open receiver Spradlin trying to get back, and the ball hits Spradling in the back, and they're going to call interference on the Yellow Jackets one more time. That'll be the 2nd interference call in this drive for Tip. Clock stops at 49 seconds, and of course,
all your timeouts for Tip. I think they're going to say Spradling didn't turn around and look for the ball. That's what I think they're going to say.
That hit him right in the numbers in the back, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's why they threw it.
That's going to move it another 15 yards down the field from the 43. So what's that going to put it at the 28? I think you got to worry about a field goal attempt here if they don't get in, because Cleather has got a leg, and he's shown it earlier in tonight's contest.
Points in any way for Tip here is huge going into the halftime break.
Peronsky in the shotgun. He'll roll to the left side. Incomplete. Clock stops at 45 seconds. Number 17, a wideout for Tip, is Stanley Klein. He did not start, but he's in the game for the Red Devils. And big, tall, strong-looking wide receiver, 6'3", 158 pounds on the left side. And Peronsky looks that way and comes back the other way. It's intercepted. Yellow Jackets on the return near midfield, 37 seconds on the clock. Looks like number 10. Jai Foster Wheeler with the interception. So Foster Wheeler with a big defensive play steps in front of the football, and now the Yellow Jackets with 36 seconds left, the football at their own 48-yard line, have an opportunity here. So they come up with a big defensive play.
Here's your play I would say big play to Reynolds here, but a poor decision by Peronsky. 36 seconds, all your timeouts left. You got a kicker with a good leg, and you make a poor decision to throw it as you're getting pulled down there. You should have threw that ball away. Not a very smart decision by Peronsky there. Throw it away, keep your drive alive. You got all your timeouts, and I believe that was only 2nd down right there. Then maybe Sidney, I think, might be saying we're going into halftime here, maybe.
Let's see. Heron. He's going to throw it short to Reynolds. Steps out of bounds inside Tip territory. Football at the 46-yard line. Clock will stop at 29 seconds. Penalty on the far side from where the play was. And I think this might go again. Well, let's just wait and see. Ineligible receiver downfield. Yep. I think the guilty party might be number 75 for the Yellow Jackets, but let's wait and see. Brennan Barnes wandered a little bit too far downfield on that one, and penalty goes against the Yellow Jackets. So the football pushed back to the 48, or make that the 43, excuse me. 43-yard line. Remains first down. Now 15 yards to go. Now
we're just going into half now.
We're going to go into halftime with this one. And they'll take the knee. And Sidney will they'll get the football back in the second half.
Yeah.
So smart play for the Yellow Jackets. Clock counting down. That's going to be it for the first half of football. What action here from Sidney's Memorial Stadium. Great first half of football. Our score, the Sidney Yellow Jackets 13, Tippecanoe Red Devils 10. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Back here at Sidney Memorial Field, the two teams warming up. We're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. Great first half of football as the Yellow Jackets bounce back, take a 13-10 lead over Tippecanoe here as we move into the third quarter. 13-10 Yellow Jackets. Let's take a look at the numbers, Brandon. First half. One thing I do know, the Yellow Jackets had far too many penalties.
Yeah, and 8 penalties for 98 yards. I'd be happy for Coach Dunn just be up 13-10. We'd like to thank these guys up here in the Sidney box who provide stats for us here. It gets a little windy to try to keep stats and keep your papers down, and there's always guys in the box that are keeping stats and are nice enough to give them to us at halftime, and they're really broke down and done very well. So we appreciate that. The Sidney staff here is always very accommodating. All these guys up here in the box. So I want to give thanks out to them first. 9 first downs for Sidney, 7 first downs for Tip. Sidney, 63 yards on the ground compared to 34 for Tip. Sidney through the air, 135 yards, 71 for Tip. Peronsky is 5 of 13 with 1 interception. Heron is 9 of 13 with 1 pick. Sidney's ran 33 plays for 198 yards. Tip has ran 29 plays for 105 yards. And like I said, 8 penalties, 98 yards for Sidney. Tip has yet to have a penalty go against them, is what it says. I think there was 1 penalty called on them. That was maybe after the play that brought Sidney actually to midfield. But it's been a really good first half. You thought Tip might take control after that first touchdown, but Sidney marched down the field, and Tucker Heron has done a really nice job, and Sam Reynolds and Julius Spradling and his weapons have done a nice job, and the Sidney defense made a nice stop inside the red zone to contain Tip, and it's a 13-10 ball game. It's been a great ball game here so far.
And head coach Adam Dunges, he said this week, and I think he says it just about every year, the biggest improvement should come between your first and your second games. And I think it's pretty obvious the Yellow Jackets have taken a nice step forward here tonight in game number 2. Dunges, an old former Memorial Rough Rider, St. Mary's Memorial Rough Rider. I know what coach he got that from, because that'd be Skip Bachman, who's in the Ohio Coaches Hall of Fame at St. Mary's. Had so many good teams up there that I'm sure the Sidney folks all recall the great clashes between Sidney and St. Mary's over the years. And that's something that Skip always said. Your biggest improvement should come in that between the first and second games, from the first to your second game. So stats look pretty much even outside those penalties that the Yellow Jackets have had. The kick is away. Second half is underway. Thanks for joining us here on NKTelco Sports. It's a great high school football game here tonight. Great setting, nice crowd, beautiful weather, and just a great opportunity to see some great high school football. Yellow Jackets will start it out first and 10 football at the 20. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me tonight, Brandon Coverman and Mark Fissel on the camera here tonight. We're all up here in the Sidney press box. I want to thank the folks here at Sidney High School, as always, for the reception that we have had, and appreciate their help in this broadcast. Yellow Jackets with it. Heron in the shotgun. Reynolds, or rather Spradlin, excuse me, dances inside the 20, gets to about the 22-yard line. Make it the 23. So it's 2nd down and 7. And I'll tell you, when they get Spradlin in that offense, of course, Reynolds is a no-brainer. You get Spradlin incorporated in it too, and Sidney has a pretty tough combo there.
Exactly. It's tough to guard them. And you talked about Sidney's improvement, biggest improvement being from your first or second game. Sidney faced a really good opponent in Bellefontaine last week, who's playing a big matchup with Coldwater right now. They're actually losing 7-0, but penalty.
Penalty on the play is Foster Wheeler with the football. He tries to power forward, but let's see what the call is here as you take a look on the field.
Coming back here, I believe.
And that's a hold for the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets have 8 starters back from last year's 5-5 team. Of course, that's the team that reeled off a lot of big league MVL wins late in the season. Ended up claiming the Valley Division Championship and lost 22 players in the process to graduation. Aaron looks downfield as he rolls. Over the middle is
another flag.
Wheeler Foster, and he'll make the catch. Make that Foster Wheeler, excuse me.
Yeah, another flag.
And that's going to come back. That's penalty number 10 against the Yellow Jackets. It's the ineligible man downfield. That's the second time we've seen that. It's not a
see that often.
It's not a normal call, but one of the offensive linemen downfield just a little bit too much for Sidney. So that's going to put the ball all the way back to the 8-yard line, make it a 2nd down and 22. I tell you, though, you take a look back on that first half, and I don't think we'll see a better catch this whole season than the one Sam Reynolds made for a big play in the first half for the Yellow Jackets.
A little two-back look here for Sidney.
This time it goes to the running back. He'll move upfield, still on his feet, picking up some good yardage. Gets all the way to the 16-yard line. I believe that was Martez Harris. Yes, correct. Martez Harris with the carry. That'll make it a 3rd down and 14, so Yellow Jackets going to need a big play here or they'll be forced to punt.
I think one thing I want to compliment, too, is Tucker Heron, the improvement he's made from last week. Looked a little shaky that first drive where he threw that pick, or that second drive, I should say, and he's played really well after that.
A lot of pressure, and there's another flag.
Signaling another hold.
That goes against the Yellow Jackets.
And Heron hasn't really been hit much yet. I don't think he's been sacked yet.
He rolled out that time, and a lot of pressure on him, but never did get hit. Clock is at 9:57. Matt Bergbacher will decline the penalty for tip. And Sidney will be looking at a punt here with the football at their 16. As Flynn will stand right at the end zone. High snap, here comes the pressure. He gets it away. Going to be a return, football fielded at the Sidney 45 upfield. Good defensive play by who else? Miles Vordermark.
Exactly. And you credit it goes against Sidney. The Sidney penalties are the reason Tip has this good field position. So you got to be kicking yourself a bit if you're Coach Dunges in this squad. I mean, you're putting your defense with their backs against the wall and outside. I mean, really, they've played well defensively. The lone touchdown Tip scored was a short field for him anyway.
With the football, Peronsky. And Peronsky goes out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So there's a loss of a couple yards. So that'll make it 2nd down and 12. Peronsky has 3 receivers right side. That's where he's going. Liette with the catch, still on his feet. Inside Sidney territory, and he stepped out of bounds at about the 16 or 17-yard line.
And Liette just had one man to beat there. It was soft coverage on the outside, and one missed tackle was a guarantee of a big play right there.
Hurry up offense. Jones gets it in the backfield. Yellow Jacket defense converges on him, but he plows forward to the 12-yard line. So that'll make it 2nd down and 6. Butler up on Fairborn at half, 23-14. Stebbins 21-14 over Greenville at half. West Carrollton getting thumped by Piqua at 51-zip at halftime. Xenia up on Troy 37-6 at halftime. Those are the MVL scores if you're listening live here on NKTelco Sports. Left side. Not much there as number 4, Peronsky slips at about the 10.
And that's the first time they really ran that kind of QB power to the left. They've mostly run it to the right.
Setting it up for the right side, Brandon. That's what's happening here. 3rd down and 3 football at the 9. Motion to the right side. Dietz in the slot. He'll come back into a wingback kind of position. Peronsky. Jones over right tackle. Powers forward to about the 6-yard line.
They're signaling. Nope, they are going to give 1st down. Yep.
It's going to be a 1st down. Another NVL score. Stebbins over Greenville at half. 21-14. Touchdown. And Tip gets in the end zone. 6-yard run.
Xavier Jones there with the score.
Jones with the run with 7:35 to go. And extra point coming up here by Cleather. Bergbacher with the hold. There's the kick. It looks good. And it is. Tip comes out here in the 2nd half and they score. Our score, Tippecanoe 17, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Cleather will kick it away with 7:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter and booms it towards the end zone. It's going to be
that was
out of bounds.
I thought it was a legal procedure. That
ball goes out at the 1-yard line. So we saw Cleather kick a couple out of the end zone. So this time that Sidney will have a little bit better field position. Real bummer for the Yellow Jackets. All that momentum before half and the penalties here on that first offensive drive just did not allow them to run their offense.
No, and they they really gave Tipp that good field position because they were moving the sticks. Had a couple nice good plays on offense, all negated by penalties. And they pretty much gifted Tipp the football on their side of the field. And really their defense has just not been put in the best spots. They've played well. Their defense has, and the offense has played fine too. Just the penalties have just been too much for Sidney to overcome so far, and got to limit them, obviously.
Spradlin across the 40, powers his way to the 45, running out of a halfback spot. Julius Spradlin, and he picks up a first down. Nice run by the young sophomore.
Great block by Harris to seal the edge there to be able to give Spradlin a running lane there.
Of course, Spradlin, very exceptional special teams player last week. Big 98-yard return of a kickoff for a touchdown. And he played quite a bit last year in the Yellow Jacket offense. Forward, number 26, Martez Harris. Big, strong senior, 5'10", 182 pounds. He's churning towards midfield. They'll place that right on the 50, so it's second down at 6, gain of 4 yards for the Yellow Jackets. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. It's Tippecanoe 17, Sidney 13. Quite a battle between these two Miami Valley League teams.
Playing in tight here, 2-back look, and right at midfield.
Everybody in tight. Spradlin and Harris switch positions. It's going to go left side. Spradlin stops, cuts back inside. Tipp's defense reads it.
I'm waiting for one of those plays to be a fake and just to see Reynolds going across there and try to get him the ball. I wouldn't be shocked if they give that look and do that sometime, but I haven't called Reynolds' name yet on either of the two drives yet. Hasn't got a target yet the second half.
Josh Dietz, the inside linebacker, in on that stop. This time, Yellow Jackets will have 3 to the right side, 1 in the backfield. Tipp shifts left side. Pass comes up.
He's short.
Caught by Foster Wheeler, but he'll be short. Oh,
by
he's going to make it.
Ooh.
Just made it with that lunge, but unfortunately, he may have injured himself. Foster Wheeler being helped off the field. Looks like he's okay.
Great effort, though, by him to stick out that football and move the chains.
Football resting at the 44 of Tippecanoe. Yellow Jackets trying to maintain some kind of a sustained drive here. Avoid those penalties that have haunted them so far in this contest. Reynolds will go to the far left side. Spradlin just inside him. 2 in the backfield. Heron, handoff. Straight ahead, powering forward is Bryce Hughes. First carry of the night, I believe. No gain on the play, so it remains second down and 10. Football stays at the 44. Spradlin will go to the left side. Reynolds to the short side. Again, you just have to be thinking of those plays in the first half. Heron under pressure, looks downfield. There's a penalty marker. Unable to get it to Reynolds, but penalty number 12 for Sidney.
I think they're pointing at number 75, Brennan Barnes, left tackle. They're trying to figure out the spot where it happened.
That was near midfield, I think.
Yeah, just a little beyond.
Not sure what the officials are seeing, but are calling a lot of them. Hold goes against the Yellow Jackets. That'll make it second down and 20. So just as soon as they get untracked, they dig themselves back into a hole. Three players to the left side. Heron takes the snap. Harris trying to block, but this time Heron's going to go down all the way back to 30. That's the first, I think that's the first sack of the night.
That's second, or first for Tip.
First sack for Tip as Cale Liette, linebacker, shoots the gap. The inside linebacker, number 21, makes the tackle. And that makes it 3rd down and 31. Football to 35. So they've got to go all the way to the Tip 34. They get it out to Reynolds in the flat. Tip's going to recover, and Cale Liette makes the play. Number 21, and Sidney is going to have to punt it away. Clock counting down, as you can see in that First National Bank first scoreboard. Joey Flynn will punt it for Sidney. Football at the 39-yard line. Good snap. Here comes the rush. Flynn just gets it away. Fielded by Jones. Across the 35, still on his feet. Up to about the 44-yard line as Jones with a nice return on that punt.
Give Flynn a lot of credit. He has done a nice job punting with pressure in his face all night. Every time Sidney's punted the ball, he's done a nice job getting it away. Officials conferring here. I don't know what over.
Not sure what the discussion is about. 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Clock will stop. Football is going to be placed at the 42-yard line.
Might have been conferring on the spot, maybe.
Personal foul on Miles Vordemark, I guess. That's what the call is, so that'll push it into Sidney territory even deeper. They're going to place it at the 43 of Sidney, so a big swing there. And now Tippecanoe has an opportunity to take advantage, open up some space with some offensive points here. Paronsky hands it off to Jones. He's trying to get towards the 40, but he'll go down at about the 41.
You know, it's simple to say, but if you're Sidney, you just simply have to have someone step up and just make a play at this point anymore, because, you know, all these penalties that are going against you, just need, I don't know, a turnover, a big sack, just something to shock the life back into you here. And only trailing 40. Obviously, you need a big stop. Tip starting with good field position again.
Paronsky gets the football. He'll go off to his right. Cuts back inside. He'll go across the 35-yard line. Paronsky with the gain. They'll mark it right at the 35. 3rd down and 2. Short yardage situation for Tip. They stay out of the huddle and hurry it up. Jones straight ahead. Should have the first down. Well, he'll be close. Well, the yard markers are moving it, so that's...
Yep. First down.
That's a first down. They're going to have to wait till they get caught up, though. Yard markers are in. The crew is in position. We're set. Paronsky takes the snap. He'll go left side. Trying to go wide. Cuts back up and in. Dives across the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Gain of 3. Call it 2nd down and 7. Tip likes to keep it moving.
Especially after big plays.
Paronsky. Jones right next to him. Paronsky's going to throw it straight back, looking for the end zone. There it is. Touchdown. That's number 5. Evan Liette with the reception.
Great throw ball from Paronsky there, too.
32 yards, it looks like.
Yeah, correct.
32-yard reception by Evan Liette from Liam Paronsky. And now it's a 23-13 Yellow Jacket lead. Cleather to add the extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. Cleather tacks on the extra point, and Tippecanoe's got some breathing room. Our score, Tippecanoe 24, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Evan Liette with a 32-yard reception from Liam Baronski, and Tip with a 24-13 lead with the extra point by Jackson Cleather, and the kick finds the end zone, and Sidney will have the football at the 20. Need to get some momentum going on their offense, and somehow they've just got to eliminate penalties.
Yeah, I mean, easier said than done, obviously, but it's just what's been haunting them. I mean, it's not been bad defense. It's not been bad offense, but just really penalties. It's just all it's been. It's just ruining field position, which is, obviously one of the most important aspects of the game. And it's really handed Tip being in good field position. This doesn't feel like an 11-point ball game, and I think that pass at the ground there, it did.
Aaron's pass to Reynolds, a one bouncer, and that'll be incomplete. Stops the clock at 1:23. Yeah, we were looking at quite a rally by the Yellow Jackets at the end of the first half to take a 13-10 lead. And second half, just penalties. What do they got, 13 unofficially?
And another one. I think they said another ineligible man downfield, I think is what they said.
They've had that happen at least 3 times tonight.
It's been on those timing routes, too, where they've called them. It's only a 5-yard penalty there, and I believe they did signal ineligible man downfield. And usually on the timing patterns is when you see them commonly or on a screen.
So the football goes back to the 15. Reynolds and Spradlin go to the left side, and Jones is going to get the football. Make that Isaiah Foster, excuse me. Foster, number 15, back in the lineup. He'll carry the football to about the 18-yard line, makes it 2nd down and 12. And the Tip defense has been able to put a little bit more pressure here in the second half on Tucker Heron, the quarterback for the Yellow Jackets, and that certainly has helped. But when you have a penalty almost every play, that's really a good defense. Here comes the blitz. Liette tried to get inside. Heron's going to roll out to his right. It's going to be incomplete.
Good sportsmanship there by who that was. I think Cale Liette there helped picking up Heron after he fell down there.
Tucker Heron back to the huddle. Tucker Heron is a 5'9", 159-pound junior for the Yellow Jackets. $11 out of 19 in game number 1 against Bellefontaine, but only 51 yards. Their pass is incomplete. Spradlin downfield, unable to get to it, and you see the Tip defense really doing a lot better job of covering up those Sidney receivers to the short side, especially.
And they like to roll out Heron a lot, and it's really what benefited in the first half. And now they've kind of shut it down here this third quarter. Nice adjustment by defensive coordinator Charlie Burbacher.
He may have coached a game or two in his life.
Maybe.
Flynn stands at the 3-yard line. He'll punt it away. One bounce. He's in trouble, but he gets it away. He's going to learn how to punt in a hurry. One bounce snap. We go out of bounds at the tip 45 or so. Nice kick considering the situation.
I think I said that last time whenever he kicked. He's always had a hand in his face and still managed to boot it a pretty considerable length.
Joey Flynn, he's a goalkeeper, isn't he, for the soccer team as well?
Knew a couple Sidney soccer games. Got one this Tuesday, I believe, against Piqua.
His bunt puts the football at the tip 45-yard line. Yellow Jackets, if you're looking ahead, they go on the road after 2 home games. They'll go at Greenville on September 2nd, at Butler on the 9th, and at Piqua on the 16th. Here comes number 4, Paronsky with the carry. Paronsky picks up about 3 yards on the carry and puts it at the 48-yard line. That's going to end our third quarter of play, so Yellow Jackets looking at an 11-point deficit as we go into the final 12 minutes of play. Our score, Tippecanoe 24, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tip with the football on the 48-yard line. Open running room for Xavier Jones. He's to the 20. Inside the 20 he goes. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So a big pickup by Jones out of the backfield.
Sidney, you got to tighten up now. You got to make a play here now because it's going to be hard to go down 3 scores.
Paronsky goes to the right side. Works himself out, nears the 10-yard line, and Spradlin will push him out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Make it the 12-yard line.
We got a Sidney player down.
Injured player on the field for Sidney. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's contest. Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and NKTelco, all bringing you tonight's contest. Also would like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Thursday, September the 1st at 7:30 and Sunday, September the 4th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. All timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. We have a break in the action with 11:45 to play in this one. Yellow Jacket defense being called upon to stop Tippecanoe's really winding it up here in the second half. 2 scores in the third quarter has given them a 24-13 lead. Jones inside the 10. Flag on the play. Jones gets to the 6-yard line. Let's see if this is a hold against Tip. What do you think?
Hopefully good karma for Sidney, as they needed that badly. Tip's played a real clean game tonight on the other end.
Somebody likes a holding call.
And if they've been, as long as they're consistent with it, as long as they're calling it, as long as they're seeing it both sides.
Let's see what Tip does here as they regroup. Paronsky going for the end zone. tipped away. Good defense by Spradlin. He tipped it away. Good defensive play is intended.
Caleb Slife.
For number 47 for Tip.
I had that as Caleb Slife on my roster, I believe.
How about Lucas Walker?
Or Lucas Walker. Oh, man, yeah. There's two 47s, I guess, on this roster. That's my mistake. I said Slife, I know, earlier in the game.
47's a magic number for Tip. 3rd down and 16, football at the 22. Poronsky, short pass. Lucas Mary, and he'll go down right away. And that's Sam Reynolds. I tell you, Reynolds and Spradlin aren't too bad at defensive backs either.
No, actually, that was Perry Fleming.
Oh, Perry, okay.
Yeah. But I think, they're going for the field goal here. We talked about how the place kicker here for Tip is phenomenal. And he was nailing them from the 25-yard line with ease and warm-ups here.
Well, let's see what he can do from the 30. That makes it a 40-yarder right here. All on NKTelco Sports, and he booms it. It's long enough. Woo. Knock it home. 40-yarder for Cleather. What a weapon that is as Tip goes up with 3 more points, our score. Tippecanoe 27, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Jackson Cleather, he boomed at 40 yards. He'd have hit that one from 50 easy.
Well, he could have made that from my front porch.
He nailed it. With the wind and everything, but a strong foot nonetheless. And no return here for the Yellow Jackets. Not much you can do when that ball goes into the end zone. It's quite a weapon that Tippecanoe has. He kicked a field goal earlier in the contest, a 28-yarder that lifted Tip to a 10-6 lead. This one puts the Yellow Jackets behind by 14 at 27-13.
And now, you get the penalty there. That's huge. That penalty really derailed the drive in the red zone for Tip.
But
so puts you in striking distance, keeps him in striking distance.
Through all of this, it's still a 2-score game.
Exactly.
10-51, and Sidney's got to keep their mind on the offense, and a little bit tough there as Isaiah Foster gets clobbered in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards?
Yeah, and I think too, Tip has made some really good adjustments after half defensively too. I don't think Sam Reynolds has got a touch yet this half, and he really burned him a couple times that first half. Burned him on that go ball for a touchdown. Had that spectacular catch down here earlier in the red zone. So we haven't called Reynolds' name. They've really kind of neutralized in the second half. And thanks in part too to some Sidney penalties as well. That's assisted them, but Tip's made some nice adjustments.
Here comes the blitz. Heron hanging in there. There's a face mask. Heron upfield and pass is incomplete. Intended for Jai Foster Wheeler. There's a face mask, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if he grabbed on long enough was the thing.
He reached out there, but makes it 3rd down and 14 as the clock stops at 9:59 on the incompleted pass.
The thing is here, too, if it's 4th down, under 10 minutes to go, obviously if you have a turnover on downs anywhere within inside the 30, you're already in field goal range for Tip, obviously for Cleather. So, interesting call. Your offense has been very stagnant this second half for Sidney.
Heron under pressure. Dangerous throw, but Reynolds will come down with it. It's going to be well short of that first down. Football goes to 23. Not sure how Reynolds came down with it, but he did.
It looks like Sidney's gonna punt. They're gonna bet on their defense, I guess, here. Joey Flynn coming out here. And Tip's been close a couple times to blocking some punts, so I won't be surprised. Maybe they try to bring some pressure here and try to get a block punt. If they do, that might put the nail in the coffin for tonight. It's a fake.
He's going to be well short of the first down, though. And Tipp will take over. Football at the 24-yard line. As it went to number 82, Mitchell Davis, with the run. They snapped it to the short back, one of the three short backs that the Yellow Jackets had. Picked up a few yards, but not enough. The initial surge for Tipp went through, but alertly somebody stayed home and watching for the play, and it's 1st and 10 now for Tipp, deep in Sidney territory at the 24-yard line.
My question is let's just keep the offense on the field there. But
here comes Jones.
I'm not the coach, like I said, so.
Trying to catch him by surprise. Did not happen. 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. Poronsky fakes it to Jones. He'll take off and get to about the 16-yard line. 4-yard gain.
Now Sidney kind of Tipp run that QB power again with success. Have really blown open some big holes. Poronsky running the outside has had some big lanes.
Shotgun, Poronsky hands it to Jones. He's got some running room. He's at the 10, goes inside. He'll go down at about the 6-yard line. In on the stop, number 44, Wyatt Biddle with the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. 1st down and goal for Tipp. Penalty, and I think that's a procedure against Tipp. That'll push it back to 11, so Yellow Jackets get a break there. Coldwater leads Bellefontaine 21-7. That was the Yellow Jackets' home opener and a 43-13 loss by Sidney to the Chieftains.
So the Chieftains have Tavian St. Clair, a highly touted quarterback. He's already has 7 Division I offers, including from Florida, Tennessee, and Pitt.
Only a sophomore. Can you imagine that, Brandon?
Well, that'd be nice.
Liette on the pitch, inside the 10. Defense will ride him out at the 9. See, you think he's thinking about image and likeness?
He might be a little bit.
Sophomore.
Might be a little bit, but I wouldn't think too far ahead. You know, never know. Freak injury, something bad happens. You hope it doesn't happen, but you never know. Hopefully he stays healthy. He was fun to watch last week. He lived up to the hype, in my opinion.
Jones, left side. He's inside the 5 looking to get into the end zone, but he's not going to quite get there as the defense keeps him out, but they're going to mark it at about the 3-yard line. I'll make it the 2-yard line. 3rd down and 2, and I think Jones will get the call again. Left side, end zone, touchdown with 7:03 to go.
2-yard run there.
7:03 to play in this one, and Jones with the score. And Cleather on for the extra point. Makes it 33-13, and suddenly Tipp with a lot of breathing room. Extra point kick coming up. Good snap, good kick. 34-13 our score as Tipp with a 3-touchdown lead with 7:03 to go. Our score, Tippecanoe 34, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. Jackson Cleather, number 1. He's been a big weapon in the Tip offense here tonight. He'll kick it away, and into the end zone it goes. Powerful line drive kick. Sidney will have it at the 20-yard line.
And just a chance here for Sidney to work on some stuff. It's not over yet, obviously. Unlikely that you're going to come back here with 7 minutes to go, being down 3 scores, but just working on some stuff, man. Tip has done a nice job this second half of making adjustments and limiting the Sidney offense. I don't think they've had a play on Tip's side of the field this whole second half.
It's been tough for the Yellow Jackets. Tip really made a dramatic turnaround on defense, I guess you could say, Brandon, because Yellow Jackets were looking pretty good in that first half, had a 13-10 lead. To the left side, and no gain. And that's one thing right there is number 10 with the carry, Foster Wheeler, and looks like a loss of a yard, and Foster Wheeler a little bit slow.
And a play like that was something Sidney had success with the first half, running the ball outside the tackles, and Tip did a nice job that play setting the edge and not allowing Sidney to get the corner.
Let's take a break. Here's a stop and play. Our score, Tippecanoe 34, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All timeouts tonight brought to you by Precision Strip. Sidney with the football after the injury timeout. Heron gets it off to Harris. Harris gets to the 20, and that's it. I'll tell you, the Tip defense has just suddenly come alive here in the second half.
Yeah, and they've just made the plays that they weren't making in the first half. Like I said before break, they're setting the edge there. Sidney's trying to run it outside the tackles. They're making good plays and really, covering their Sidney's weapons, Reynolds and Spradling downfield. I don't think Reynolds has got one target this second half, his one catch, but limiting him after a good explosive first half.
And nothing has come easy for Sidney here in the second half. Nothing has looked like it's been the way they wanted to run it. It's all been just difficult. Heron gets it out to Reynolds. There's a completion. Reynolds across the 40-yard line to about the 43-yard line, and that's really about the first time there's been a sizable movement of the football for the Yellow Jackets after an exciting first half of play. 13-10 came back, took the lead against Tip. I think it surprised the Red Devils a little bit.
Yeah, and after a big win like that, you might sleep a little bit that first half too. I'm sure Tip heard an earful in the locker room at halftime.
There goes Harris. There goes a football helmet. Somebody loses one.
And a flag.
And a flag.
Why not?
There can't be holding in that, can there?
I don't think so. We'll see what happens. That helmet came off. Maybe there's some extracurricular activity. I don't know.
Trevor Silcock, number 65, he lost the helmet.
They're pointing Sidney's way.
He quickly replaced by Eli Moore for Tip as they discuss it at the 48, 47-yard line. I got to get my rule book.
I do not know. I didn't turn the mic on. Tapped his head. I thought I was gonna. When he tapped his head, I thought I was gonna say an eligible receiver downfield. But I was thinking it was a run play. So.
Got to brush up on my official signals, I guess.
But it's against Tip, so there's something for Sidney. Obviously, racking up the amount of penalties they have tonight, been big.
And the football now in Tip territory at the 37.
First play in Tip territory this second half for Sidney.
Heron looks to his left. He'll find Spradlin. Spradlin at the 35. He'll dance forward to about the 34-yard line. They'll call it the 33 as we approach the 5-minute mark in this one on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 2nd down and 6. Yellow Jackets trying to get a score. Maintain some interest here as we come down the final minutes of this one. Clock moving very quickly. Harris to the right side. He'll get the football. There's nowhere to run as number 10, Cale Healy make it. Cale Healy in on the stop, number 10. Tell you what, I got the starting lineup for Tip, and there's a lot of new players in the lineup for the Red Devils. A young squad, and you can see that Coach Burbacher playing a lot of different people.
He talked about that 2-platoon system he had before the game. He talked about us that being a key for them.
That's a hard thing to maintain, too. Harris moves forward. He'll pick up some yardage for the Yellow Jackets. If you can do 2-platoon football, especially early in the season when the weather's warm, gives you a lot of advantages.
And it saves you for the down the season stretch too, and hopefully when you come into the postseason as well, you're hopefully injury free somewhat. It's the big thing.
Timeout brought to you by Precision Strip. Sidney will take a break. Our score, Tippecanoe 34, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Yellow Jackets with the football, 4th down and 6. Heron straight back over the middle. He'll find Spradlin. That's going to be a first down. Well, let's see. Yep, that's a first down.
I thought there might have been a flag there because actually I think the right tackle got his hand up in the cage of a Tip defender.
Foster to the right side. Heron looking over the middle. Pass is completed. That's Perry Fleming, or rather, Bryce Hughes, number 5. Hughes with the catch. 7-yard pickup for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down and 3. Heron is going to scramble. He'll go to the right side. He'll find Reynolds. Reynolds still on his feet, and he's going to go down right at the 10-yard line.
Nice throw on the run, too, by Heron. I really think he has made a considerable improvement from his first week, his first varsity start.
Tip will take the timeout with 2:50 to play in this one. Tippecanoe 34, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Yellow Jackets with the 1st and 10. Football at the 10-yard line. They're down by 21, 3 touchdowns. There's the pass inside as Hughes makes the catch again, and the junior dives forward. Second down and 6. Heron. Foster trying to get inside the 5, but he's going to be stopped. Trying to pick up some yardage as pushes forward. Going to be a loss of a yard, make it 3rd down and 7. Third down and goal. Football at the 7. We got a timeout tip as they had an extra player on the field and trying to get him off, so they'll take the timeout. We'll keep it right here and remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. And of course, our timeout brought to you as always by Precision Strip. I'd like to also remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of Tip at Sidney Thursday, September the 1st at 7:30 and Sunday, September the 4th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching live, 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go, 34-13, Yellow Jackets knocking on the door for another score as Foster goes to the outside, looks for the pylon. Did he find it?
I don't think so.
Looking for the pylon, but not quite.
Ball's on the 1.
He's close. That pylon went flying.
Yeah, it did. I thought he might have got it, but the sideline official signaled that he was out.
That'll be from the 1 yard line. Well, he's about a step away, taking a look at it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens here. Yellow Jackets, clock stops at 2:04 as he was out of bounds on the play. Fourth quarter here at Memorial Field, the Memorial Stadium on the 30-0 field here at Sidney. And now we've got a Sidney timeout. Yellow Jackets will take the break at 2:04. Once again, our score, Tippecanoe 34, Sidney 13. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. Carriage Works now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Timeout brought to you by Precision Strip, and we're back to action, fourth down. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can do here. They can push one in from the 1. They're going to throw it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Reynolds as they tried to surprise Tip with a toss over the middle, and that's incomplete. And Tip will have the football at about the 1-foot line. And it's 1st and 10, 34-13, our score. Tough one there for the Yellow Jackets. Get all the way down to the foot line, not able to score. And that's really the first time in this second half that the Yellow Jackets have shown any kind of offense.
Yeah. It was their first drive that they had a snap in Tip territory. So under 2 minutes, I think Tip gets a first down. That'd be about ball game there as long as Sidney doesn't use any of their timeouts.
Poronsky, he'll just go forward and picks up a few yards, gets some space between the goal line and the Sidney defense. Clock counting down and just about finished here at Sidney as we've come into the final 90 seconds of this one. Stebbins leading Greenville 35-21. Piqua big over West Carrollton 58-0. That's a final. Xenia 43, Troy 20. That's in the third quarter.
I think Sales is up on Laramie 26-21.
Brookville having fun at Anna's expense. Coldwater over Bell Fountain. As we wind it down, there's the handoff. This time it's Jones, and he'll go nowhere. Yeah, there's a host of substitutes here. That was not Jones, and lots of different players out on the field there for the Red Devils.
One more snap does it here, too. It might be victory formation here for the Red Devils.
Jesse Tipton in the game at quarterback for Tip. Lively Tippecanoe cheering section. They brought a lot of students with them here tonight.
And in neon.
Multicolor neon.
Looks good.
With flashlights.
I like it. Looks pops.
There's the handoff. Ball pops up. It's on the ground, picked up. Number 50 is headed for the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Number 50, let's go. How about Sam New?
I think that's Miles Vordemark, actually. It's 30. Yeah.
30? Oh, excuse me. Number 30 is Vordemark. Miles Vordemark. Thank you, Brandon. That's old age.
No, that's far away to see that. That's tough. Some of those numbers are tough.
Vordemark with the pickup. And Flynn will come in to kick the extra point. Let's see what Joey can do here as the Yellow Jackets trying to make the score look a little bit better. That kick looks pretty good. He'll knock it home. So Vordemark with the fumble recovery and run to the end zone makes it interesting. Our score, Tip 34, Sidney 20. We'll be back with a final kickoff as you're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Miles Vordemark with a 6-yard run with a fumble recovery for a touchdown for Sidney. 8 seconds remain. Flynn added the extra point, and it's 34-20. And Flynn will kick it off, and the final 8 seconds is upon us, Brandon.
Yeah, and all I had to do is go down there, and that game would have been over. But Sidney getting a turnover, Miles Vordemark, that defensive leader, their captain, gets a scoop and score there. That's just great momentum, at least. Going into the end of the game, at least for Sidney.
Here comes the return, and they'll take a slide at the 20, and clock stops at 3 seconds. Could have ran it just about another 5 yards. What do you think?
Could have just kind of ran a little backwards and took a knee, but
nonetheless, we're going to have another play. Vordemark finds the end zone, makes it a 2-touchdown contest. And the Red Devils will take a snap, and this should be it. And that is. They take the knee, and that ends at our final score. Tippecanoe 34, the Sidney Yellow Jackets 20. We'll be back with a recap. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Back here at Sidney, the Yellow Jackets fall 34-20 to Tippecanoe. Yellow Jackets now 0-2 on the season. Tip moves to 2-0 on the year. Recapping the scoring in this one, Tippecanoe jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Liam Peronsky with a 7-yard run with 4:47 to go in the opening quarter. However, Sidney bounces back. Second quarter action. Sam Reynolds makes a great 32-yard catch from Heron, and it's 7-6. Extra point kick is no good, and it stays that way with 11:51 to go in the second quarter. Jackson Cleather, kicker for Tippecanoe, boomed a 28-yarder to make it 10-6 with 4:42 in that second quarter. Yellow Jackets, however, they bounce back. Julius Spradlin with a 7-yard catch from Heron. Flynn added the extra point kick, and at halftime, the Yellow Jackets were up 13-10. However, in the start of the third quarter, the Red Devils took over. Xavier Jones, a 6-yard run with 7:35 to go in the quarter. Cleather with yet another extra point kick, and it's 17-13. Tip with the lead. Evan Liette, nice pass, a 32-yard pass reception for a touchdown from Peronsky. Cleather adds the extra point with 1:29 to go in the third quarter. 24-13 as Tip begins to take over. Jackson Cleather, 10:51 to go in the fourth quarter, booms a 40-yard field goal for Tip, and the Red Devils lead going into the final quarter of play. 7:03. Xavier Jones with yet another touchdown, a 2-yard run. Cleather again the kick, and it's 34-13. Time winding down. Tip deep in their own territory, simply had to take a knee. Instead, they fumbled the football, and Miles Vordemark picked it up for the Yellow Jackets, 6-yard run. And Flynn added the extra point kick as Vordemark would run with the fumbled football. And with 8 seconds left, the Yellow Jackets score, and our final score 34-20. Tale of two halves, just like last week for Sidney, only this time the problems occur in the second half, Brandon.
Yeah, and those penalties just add up there too. And I think really the Sidney Yellow Jackets, I mean, first half defensively played well. They were able to establish the run outside the numbers, but I think it's credit to Tip's adjustments that they made at halftime, one. And second, the penalties just amounted to be too much. When Tip made those adjustments and then Sidney was getting behind the sticks with the penalties, they couldn't stop but shoot themselves in the foot, and then Tip just ended up taking advantage and getting good field position. Like the first touchdown they scored in the second half, they start within inside the Sidney's 40. I mean, obviously a really good start and good field position there for Tip. So a lot of Sidney shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, they had a really nice first half against a solid Tip team that's going to be a playoff team, and I think maybe even possibly top 8 in their region. But Sidney's still learning. There is some growth. I watched him play last week and this week. I've seen some growth out of Tucker Heron in the offense, which is good. So, it's just keep on improving, and hopefully some wins will come a long way for Sidney this year, definitely.
And the bright spot for the Sidney Yellow Jackets, our player of the game tonight, all brought to you by NKTelco. That's Sam Reynolds. Sam, just a phenomenal receiver, all MVL last year, and boy, tonight he did nothing to hurt being an all MVL player once again.
Oh yeah, and just that go ball he caught for one of the 3 Sidney touchdowns they had tonight, one of the 2 on the offensive end, and made that spectacular catch. Might have been one of the best catches we'll see all season, right down there at the 20-yard line toward the end of the first half. He got neutralized a little better in the second half. Tip made some good adjustments, but Sam Reynolds definitely one of the better receivers you're going to see, not only in the Miami Valley League, but in all really this area. This year, just an athletic, quick, outside receiver there that Coach Adam Dunges has.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Winter Meats, NKTelco. Also like to thank Burke Petroleum, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schredeman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Emerson Climate, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, and Wilson Health. Also our Keys to the Game sponsor, Keyhole Pizza, scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Think First, timeout sponsor, Precision Strip. Once again, we'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's game on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Dates of the replays: Thursday, September the 1st at 7:30 and Sunday, September the 4th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'd like to thank our crew here tonight: Mark Fissel on the camera. I'm Dave Helmstetter. Alongside me tonight, Brandon Coleman. Our final score from Memorial Stadium in Sidney: Tippecanoe 34 and the Sidney Yellow Jackets 20. You have been watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.